Yeah, no, he's, okay.
Well, very much. We're on the minds.
Okay, are we good? We're good. Alive and kicking? We've got 2 minutes.
Good, but.
So, you know, I went to that wedding in Galena.
There's ways,
Definitely.
Just a reminder before we start, if you haven't signed in, please do so. We have another public hearing tonight. Thank you.
So where's the hospital now? And where, is there an ultimate destination? I think she just wants to die at home. Okay. All right. It's 6:30. I'd like to call this meeting, the City of Morrison Council to order. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Ruckman.
Here.
Buckwalter. Here. Dunn.
Here.
Mahaffey. Schlegel.
Here.
Travell. Here. Tickler.
Here. All right, say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you all for signing in, even if you didn't want to give public comment. We are having a public hearing, so we request that you sign in, so I appreciate that. Thank you. We have Dan here to guide our public hearing on the Waterworks splash pad project and our grant application. So.
Thank you for having me again. I wanted to hold this second public hearing because it's one of the requirements of DNR to gather not just input from the public, but also the board, the residents, whoever truly sees fit, have their voice heard. So what I'm going to do here real quick is I'll just read through this one page again. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Something pops out or you'd like some more information, just let me know. We'll kind of work through it together. As I mentioned, this is an OSLAD grant, Open Space Land Acquisition and Development. The grant for this cycle is actually due on the 31st, so next Monday. In putting all this together, my hope is to have everything done by Wednesday or Thursday of this week, with the grant fully submitted through the DNR Ample Fund or UNO website. So hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have everything done and we're not pushing towards the end of the weekend. So with that said, this is a 50-50 grant, 50% match. The minimum amount is 20,000, the maximum amount is 600,000. With the time frame being applications are due on the 31st. The city's proposed project will entail the following improvements at Waterworks Park. It'd be the removal of the existing tennis courts that are up there, replace them with the construction of new ADA accessible splash pad and components. The project will include earthworks and moving, extension of utilities if needed, getting them to where they would need to be. The project also includes the purchase and installation, as well as the construction of the new splash pad, its base, and all of its features, along with somewhat of a reconstruction of the parking lot out front. I was over there this evening for a little bit, walking around, taking photos, and I was there previously, but just making sure we actually have a really nice night out there to take some pictures. So I got some good ones out there. Just walking around to make sure that DNR gets a really good understanding and snapshot of what you guys are as a community and what you offer there at Waterworks Park compared to what you're wanting to offer at Waterworks Park. As it sits right now, the estimated project cost is roughly $641,893. That includes the purchase and installation of the splash pad construction, contingency fees, engineering fees, and grant administration fees. So those fees in general totaled at $641,000, which would be your overall cost. With this being a 50-50 grant, we're looking at applying to DNR for the max amount that we can, at $320,947. With that being grant dollars, every grant dollar that goes into the pot, city of Morrison money needs to go into the pot as well. So your local fee would be that same dollar match. As I mentioned, the grant will be submitted prior to 8/31. Hopefully by the end of this week, I'll get a nice email off to the city and say, here's a copy of your application, here's a copy of your receipt of submittal. We'll kind of go from there. Depending on time frame for DNR, sometimes I would like to think that this would be awarded December, January of this year, December of this year going into January of next year. Projects more than likely to be started bidding sometime in March of 27 if we're awarded. We kind of roll with it from there. All these timeframes, they're very much interchangeable for DNR. I could say that in most state agencies, state or federal agencies. So I mean, they tell you one thing and you follow up, like, hey, they might not have to as well, and that's okay. As long as they're good on their grant money. So as it sits, the backside of that paper does show an illustration or a rendering that Vortex, the splash pad manufacturer, provided based upon its working with Will Hoffman and the city to come up with the components and layout of the overall splash. I do know that there's been many comments on the Facebook page. Keep kind of grabbing screenshots of that every once in a while because I'm going to use that in our application as kind of public feedback. So that they can see the good, the bad, the random ones that kind of people comment on there. And we include them all because that's the public's feedback and that's what the agency wants to see. With that said, I think you had also had a comment last time about those talk about usage of water and whatnot. I think I know I forwarded something off to Brian that showed the usage. They do have a usage calculator through Vortex that shows all of the what each. That's the proper word. What each component or feature, thank you, yeah. What each that will include. So I do have that broken down here. If you want a copy, you're more than welcome to it. But I do have it electronically too if I can want that as well.
Electronically is fine.
Okay.
Would it be helpful, is it like easy that you could read it so it's public knowledge since we are doing it here?
Oh, sure, absolutely, yeah, it's just,
Thank you.
so as it sits, I don't think this. Okay, cool. So it looks like there's several items on there. There's an activator N4 that uses nothing. That was good. Cascade River, there's one of those and it goes at 5 gallons per minute. There's a tractor loop, one of those that goes 6 gallons a minute. There's a Lilium flower, one of those, 6 gallons per minute. There's a play safe drain. That's just a drain, so no water usage going through. Reference F is a spray link geyser. There's 2 of them, and they're 10 gallons a minute per. The spray link jet number 1, there's 3 of those at 7.5 gallons per minute. There's a garden bug, 1 quantity that goes 9 gallons per minute, and a twin splash where you have 1 quantity that is 12 gallons per minute. So most everything you do out there will be tweaked and customized to exactly what you, the city, wants, the public works, so that they know, hey, how much usage you have, how much you're treating, how much you're putting around, so that you can tweak it up, down based off of the usage and also time frame too. So if you want it running for 1 minute just for that feature, you customize it to 1 minute. You want it running for 5, and go up and down with it based off what you guys see. And it may take. If we're awarded and everything goes forward in construction, it may take a couple, weeks or months just to really kind of fine tune it to hone it into what's going to work truly best for you. But that's the good feature about this is you're going to know exactly how much usage comes through this and how many, how many people are actually using it. So by then we'll have a better idea as to make it, I don't want to say painless on you guys, because hey, you have to pay to treat and pump all the water. So with that said, kind of going through the kind of generic or the general specifics of the project, does anybody from the board, anybody have any questions? I'd be happy to answer.
Only thing I've heard, And it's not a name such, like I've got some people in my neighborhood, they said. We should be building a playground. If you're gonna be building a water park or splash park. So,
There is a playground there, so.
but I mean, you know, they're gonna be spending money. It's not a negative per se, they're not against the water park, just, you know.
Additional.
Draw. Your playground equipment, you know, to go along, so.
Perfect, good.
All right.
And I do think that's this project is trying to kind of accommodate that by allowing additional amenities for your residents. Because as Brian had said, there's, I guess, kind of almost two playgrounds over there towards the
Almost.
pavilion. They're a bit of a, they're on the other side of that baseball diamond there. But I get what you say, if you put something there, hey, maybe in the future, that's kind of where the park is expanding and making some improvements towards once you've got a lot of green space out there, so.
Mhm. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would replace the courts, like that's where it would be, is where the tennis courts are?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it'll, essentially everything that's sitting there right now, the fence, the courts, everything will be gone. And it's kind of start from scratch and rebuild based off of that. And there will be, I think there were large rock stones between the parking.
Right.
It was,
Yeah,
Okay.
some kind of safety barrier.
just something to keep cars from coming in and out.
Yeah.
And that parking area will be rebuilt too, so it'll be a lot.
And build
Or
a porch,
with access spots, not for us.
Actually,
So,
okay.
but then,
It's part of the grant money is the parking.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it'll be the splash pad, it'll be all the utility relocation, earthworks, and also the. permit.
Oh.
Great.
Anything else?
Thank you. Any further questions? Go ahead.
Will seating and bench areas be included in the grant? 'Cause that's a big thing for the moms with all their lunches and, the kids, so they can eat their snack and then go play with covering.
Sure.
So for some shade as well for the mothers, would be nice if that can be included.
As it sits right now, that's not a part of it, only because DNR won't pay for like your benches,
Okay.
and whatnot, that for benches, picnic tables, they have a hard time with that because those can be picked up and moved. The
Okay.
best way to describe it is any type of concrete infrastructure that will always be maintained. Benches, yes, they can be bolted down and whatnot, but you have very rules you can hold on. So typically, most grant agencies don't award those. But with that said, that could be something that the city does consider, once you guys, if you have the need for it, and if you know it, you're right, we need to provide some type of shade structure for people out there. That could definitely be a phase of this, or an improvement once the city sees some usage at it, like, oh, hey, we did something great out there, let's keep improving upon that.
Okay. Yeah.
And part of the. I can't put a timeline on it, but because of the pickleball courts going in this park and hopefully a splash pad eventually, there is a plan. It's actually part of this, but not being funded through this grant application is a pavilion and bathroom structure all in one. So that is part of the plan to put right north of between the splash pad and the street. So.
Any further questions, comments? All right, thank you, Dan.
Well, thank you very much. Just to let you guys know, like I said, this will be submitted well before Monday. Probably tomorrow morning, I'll sit down, I'll pull the rest of the paperwork together that I need to grab, and I'll send it over to you guys for a signature or two. And then I think other than that, I have most of it started and mostly completed actually through the Amplify thing. Now I just need to go through and make sure all my check marks are on there and it's happy with all my attachments, so. If you guys or anybody else from the public has any questions, feel free, let me know, or if somebody from the public does, feel free to pass on my contact information. And I can be as helpful as needed.
All right,
Ready?
thanks again.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Dan.
I hope I wasn't the longest part of the meeting tonight, but. Yeah.
All right, so the public hearing is over. We did not have anybody sign up for public comment. City officials, or department heads and such, you have a report from Nathan, written, and Chief, do you have anything?
No.
Okay, we don't have a treasurer's report this meeting. Do you have anything to add? Nope, okay. All right. We have two items on the consent agenda. Meeting minutes and bills payable. City Administrator Melton outlined the highlights. We have some large bills, but they are explained by the software and some other improvements that we have done. Does anybody want to remove either of those items from the consent agenda? If not, then is there a motion to approve items 1 and 2 on the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
All right, it's on the floor for further discussion, questions, comments. Hearing none, since there is money involved, we do need a roll call vote.
Bruckner,
Yes.
Buckwalter,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes,
Schlegel,
Yes.
Tervelt,
Yes.
Tickler,
Yes.
motion carried.
All right. And then we have the draft ordinance change, amending the fee schedule on water and wastewater charges. Now, this has been exposed before. The city is happy to keep it open for discussion, or if someone is or if council is satisfied, a motion to approve the amended schedule of fees in the ordinance as attached through your pages 21 through the end. That would also be in order. So the mayor is open to either. We'll keep it open for discussion, or would somebody like to move to approve the revised fee schedule?
Make a motion to just move it into vote.
Okay, so there's a motion to approve the revised fee schedule as stated in proposed ordinance 2026-16. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it is on the floor for further questions. There are a fair number of edits, underscores, and highlights, but I think we've talked about the basic aims of this revision in previous meetings. Are there any other further questions?
But
Yeah, please.
I'd just like to repeat what I said at the last meeting regarding this. This is just an update to both these chapters, and under chapter 56, we're simply removing the charge for turning the water back on after it was turned off for failure to pay. And more importantly is we're removing the responsibility of the landlord of the water account if it's under one of their tenants' names. That's probably the most significant change in the ordinance.
there's a whole section where stuff is just crossed off about like charge.
Yeah.
Or why, is it moving, or are we just not having that in the code?
That's outdated language that we don't charge sewer rates due to the amount of bacteria in it, I guess. Because part of it is I don't get into it that extensive, but part of it is how they used to charge for sewer treatment.
It's just not updated to what's
We just
currently.
don't do that anymore. It's a flat rate and it mirrors what you consume in water. Again, this was last updated
Would you say 85?
85, I believe, yeah. So.
Okay. Thank you for that question. Any further comments or discussions?
Just because last time we were talking about like hardship stuff, I did notice that we did have, if there was a leak, that there was partial forgiveness that they could apply for, so I thought that that was great. I just wanted to make that known that that was in there. And are we gonna keep continuing with like, have you thought about the hardship stuff at all on ideas? Have you looked at other examples?
I talked to a couple other municipalities and then went to a meeting among city administrators and everyone there encouraged us not to do it. Because it's a big old rabbit hole that you'd be going down. It's just a lot of what ifs and case by case basis. Even there's been legislature at the state level trying to force municipalities to have this kind of program.
Mhm.
And it's failed a couple times. So there doesn't seem to be the political will out there to do something because you're putting the cost of that program on everybody else who's paying for their water.
Mhm.
And so.
No, I
No,
appreciate you
yeah,
looking
no one,
into it.
yeah, no one, no, everybody said, don't do it.
Okay, and then I have one more thought on this. I didn't have time to do a lot of research, but on the leak forgiveness thing, I was just like, when I noticed that we had that 50%, I was curious what other people were doing. I saw something from the city of Chicago that they're piloting a program where if someone has a leak and it is within, like, it's outside, but on the property owner's property, that they have a program where they can apply for full forgiveness of that instead of 50%. And I think the point of that is that sometimes that's really hard to catch because it's not happening in their house. And I didn't know if that was something we would be interested in considering, like, they're doing it for anyone, but just if people are like, cannot afford it.
Well, if it's a leak outside the residence, it's not going through the meter because the
Yeah.
meter,
Oh, they are all in the, okay,
yeah, all of our meters are inside the house. So, those kind of leaks
okay, then
would
that's,
be before the
cool.
meter, so they're not paying for it anyway.
okay.
Yeah,
They're not paying for the
Well,
water.
that's not a problem, so
Yeah.
never mind on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
but the
thank you.
service line is their responsibility, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Great questions, but
Yeah.
yeah, it is, we've got the new meters too, and we can catch, but only if it's going
Yeah,
through the
yeah.
meter.
We do have, because of our new meters are all wireless. And we can control them and monitor them from City Hall.
And get like alerts on them now?
And we get alerts on them, so if somebody has a leak or a significant consumption, we flag it. And then we do a door hanger and notify them of it, so.
Yeah,
So that's a new service since our new water meters.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
so it has, I mean, anecdotally, my church has a leaky boiler. And we got a hanger that says, you're using water at 2:30 in the morning. So we fixed the boiler, so.
I had the same thing with 2 toilets, but I didn't get hanged. When I got surprised with bar,
Oh, sorry.
you couldn't find out, I had 2 toilets that were leaking through the tank, which you could not hear.
Wow.
So Sean Swain came up and we looked, could not find them, but I started documenting the usage, and there again, we're using water at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, okay, there's something going on. Yeah, it was like
it's pretty.
So weird, yeah.
extra $100. They getting up in the night? What? They getting up in the night? They don't know. A few times I do, but not.
All right, let's, on topic, please.
Yeah.
Thank you for those comments. Any further questions or discussion? Okay. This does change some fees, so there's financial implications, so I would determine that a roll call vote is in order.
Rockner,
Yes.
Buckwalter,
Yes.
Dunn,
Yes.
Schlegel,
Yes.
Cavell, Tickler,
Yes.
motion carried.
A motion to adjourn is in order.
Second.
Anybody opposed? Hearing none at 6:52, we are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.